talk about a puzzle. It's a puzzle in political economy, actually. That you've got these disasters that happen, natural disasters, earthquakes, fires, floods, hurricanes. They sometimes, if they're big enough, large enough, they wipe out whole communities to completely destroy them. What we know in economics about incentives and how they work might suggest, probably should suggest, that these communities don't bounce back, don't come back from these kinds of disasters, but then we see them coming back. Within a decade or so, most of the communities that have been devastated in these kinds of ways do bounce back. And so a question that my colleagues Stephanie Heffley-Balch and Laura Grube and I try to answer in this book is how they come back. Entrepreneurship as being one of the potential answers to that question. And so I spent August 29, 2005, like many people I think in the United States, glued to my television set, basically watching New Orleans get beat up by Hurricane Katrina. I'm an experienced hurricane watcher, and I will tell you that I had not seen anything before that August 29th that I saw that day. There was a city, anyway, for time the pictures finally came out, a city almost completely underwater, more than a dozen feet in some areas. Circumstance where we could cooperate, if we could cooperate, we would all be better off. We'd all be advantaged if we could figure out a way to cooperate. But where it's in none of our individual interests to actually cooperate, to actually try to contribute to this joint effort, unless we were sure everybody else was going to contribute. It's a circumstance where you kind of want to be sure that your neighbor's going to pitch in too before you decide to pitch in. If you all pitch in, you're better off. But if you're the only one that pitches in, you're clearly worse off, and the collective good that you wanted doesn't occur. The worse the disaster, the greater the uncertainty. The more extreme the disaster, the harder it is to know answers to any of these questions that you want to know answers to. And the rational move when faced with that kind of circumstance is to really wait and see, right? To let other people be the people that come back and rebuild first. And once you're sure what the community is going to look like, you're sure what the environment's going to look like, then you return. But if that's the rational move for you, that's the rational move, it turns out, for everybody, is to wait and see. To never be the first mover. The cost to put it in game theoretic terms, the cost of being the first mover might be prohibitive. And if that's true, if you don't get first movers, then you don't get disaster recovery. And the answer that Stephanie, Laura, and I provide in the book is that the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur, for us, thought of in broad terms to include not just commercial entrepreneurs, but social and ideological, political entrepreneurs as well. The entrepreneur is a solution to our problem. After disasters, we highlight in the book that they perform three, what we take to be really critical roles. That they provide needed goods and services, they restore and replace disrupted social networks, and they signal that community rebound is likely and, in fact, already underway. If I'm right that entrepreneurship plays this important role, then the primary thing is giving them the space to act. There's a couple ways you can do that. One is to avoid top-down planning. Another that might do is eliminate or suspend or simplify rules that actually hamper entrepreneurship. We didn't want to just tell a story of the people who came back. We wanted to understand what it was that was keeping people there. Thank you very much.